Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and we're going to be looking at how we're going to go about making changes to our model, and more importantly, how we're going to show a difference between our different chapters and how our model changes over time. So we're imagining that you've created your chapter 1 model. Awesome, you're done. At the end of chapter 2, we're going to come back to our model and we're going to make fixes. We're going to add things in, we're going to change stuff, and we're going to take what we learned in our new chapter and we're going to add it to our chapter 1 model. But we need to show a difference between how our thinking has changed and grown over time. So, how do we do that in a way that's easy, quick, and allows us to make changes that make sense? Well, first and foremost, what we're not going to do is go into our chapter 1 and start making changes. Okay. So, we're not going in here. We're not moving and changing things around. This represents what we originally thought was going on with our newt population. But if you notice down here, we have a chapter 2 section. So let's imagine that we're finishing chapter 2. We've learned all these new things, and now you're like, oh, I need to add this into my model, or I need to change that. Okay, well, how do we do that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the chapter 1 alone. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to copy it into our chapter 2 section. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our speaker bar, we're going to drag it up here. We're going to take our cursor here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag, and you'll notice this blue box comes up across every part of my model. Okay, and when I do that, you're going to see something happen. Everything's going to start glowing blue. That tells you all the things, okay, that you're about to copy. So you can hit Control C to copy, or you can right click and just hit copy. Congratulations, you've done it. Okay, and now you can go into here and you can hit right click, paste, and now we have our chapter 2. Okay, so from here we have our chapter 1 model. Okay, and now we have our chapter 2 model. And maybe we learned that, you know what, the newts weren't eating the plants. Okay, maybe they were eating bugs. Okay, so I can now go in and change this. All right, and I can go and find a picture of a bug and whatever bug I want. So let's say this bug. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to add it in. Big bug. That's a big, ugly bug. And I'm going to change my wording. Okay, bug. Now, let's say that this section isn't the only thing. Okay, so maybe the low poisonous eat poisonous bugs, but instead of them getting more poisonous, it's their babies that get more poisonous. Okay, so now I need to find a picture of a baby. Okay, and maybe I don't want a child, baby, icon. Oopsie. Okay, and I'll pick something that represents a baby. Maybe I'll pick this. I'll copy image. And I'll put it right over here. And I'll put in the text box here, babies at more poisonous. And voila, my model has changed. Okay. We now changed our model and we included things that maybe we learned from chapter 2, maybe some new information that Dr. Young gave us. And all of a sudden, my model is changing. But notice, I'm able to now go in here and say, okay, this is what I thought in chapter 1. Here's what I thought and learned in chapter 2. Things have changed. I'm able to see how I'm growing in my thinking. I'm able to see a difference in my model. And I'm able to say, okay, this is what chapter 1 meant to me. Here's what chapter 2 meant to me. And from here, obviously, once you have your new model, you'll go into here and you'll complete your reflection. The other way that you can do this, which is quick and easy, is let's say we finish chapter 2 and we go to chapter 3. Okay, well, same idea. You can go in here and you can click and drag and copy and do all that. Or you can click on the slide here and hit copy. Okay, and do the paste. Or you can hit duplicate slide. Well, look at that. It's the same slide. I can drag it into here. And I can change the very thing at the top that says chapter 1 to chapter 3. Oh, and look, I don't need this chapter 3 blank one anymore. I can delete that. Look at that. Okay, so now maybe we finish chapter 3. Okay, and in chapter 3, we found out that it wasn't bugs they were eating. Okay, maybe it was poisonous garbage. Okay, and I'll find a picture of a garbage can. I'll copy that image in there. And from here, I'll go ahead and change all my things. Okay. And from here, again, we'll be able to see, okay, in chapter 1, here's what I thought. In chapter 2, here's what I learned and what I thought. And in chapter 3, here's how it changed again. Notice we're able to see in our model the before, during, and after. So what happened in the past, what happened during that change, what happened in present day. We're able to see a difference in your thinking from all the different chapters. And last but not least, underneath, we'll have your reflection as to at each point, what were we confident in, what were we uncertain at, and where we can find feedback for obviously our big ideas. So that's how we go about using and creating our model for all 3 chapters. And for now, make sure that you only complete the chapter that we're in. So if we're in chapter 1, stop at chapter 1 and check in with your teacher. If we're in and finishing chapter 2, obviously you'll finish at the end of chapter 2, creating this model, and then you'll check in and so on and so forth. Okay. If you have questions at this point, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.